Hello dear, this is the second video in electrolysis. Here we will see the application of electrolysis. So the example for electrolysis application are electroplating or purification of metal. So basically we can apply electrolysis method to deposit a thin layer of one metal on another metal by electrolysis method, and that is used to improve the beauty or resistance to corrosion. For an example, silver is coated on the steel spoons, or zinc is coated on the iron to resist for corrosion. And here we will see the example of nickel coating on the steel object. So nickel rod, pure nickel rod, is used as an anode, and steel object here will serve as a cathode, and external voltage will apply through a battery, and electrolyte we will use here nickel sulfate in aqueous form, means nickel sulfate is dissolved in water. So there are two reactions will happen. Number one is oxidation of nickel solid into nickel ion, and two electrons will be lost, and those electrons will travel from anode to cathode, and then the nickel ion will reduced by taking these two electrons and will deposit on the nickel, on the solid as a nickel, on the steel as a nickel solid. So we have to see that there are two reactions are possible in this electrode, in these electrode. Number one, let's see on the steel object which is serving as a cathode. So nickel ion can be reduced on the nickel solid, and their standard reduction potential is minus 0.28 volt. And also, since there is a water is also there, so water can also reduce to form hydrogen gas and hydroxyl ion, as we have seen in the previous video when we electrolyze aqueous solution of sodium chloride. So when we will compare the standard reduction potential of these two reactions, then you will see that standard reduction potential of nickel ion is less negative than water, means it is minus 0.83, it is minus 0.28 for nickel ion, and which is less negative than minus 0.83 volt, or you can say less negative or more positive than water. Therefore, reduction of nickel ion on cathode will be preferred reaction rather than water reduction. And same thing will happen on the anode also. There are two possible reactions, two oxidation are possible. Number one, nickel solid can lose 2 electron to form nickel ion, and its reduction potential is minus 0.28 volt. And on the other hand, water reduction, basically water reduction means here hydroxyl oxygen is reduced to because oxidation state of oxygen is minus 2, and here oxidation state of oxygen is 0, so minus 2 to 0 means oxidation. So when we will compare these two standard reduction potential of nickel oxidation and water oxidation, you will observe that standard reduction potential of nickel ion is more negative, means it is minus 0.28 volt compared to plus 1.23 volt. Therefore, you can also say it is more negative or less positive than the water. Therefore, oxidation of nickel solid is preferred reaction on the anode. and therefore nickel solid will oxidize into nickel ion rather than water. So whenever we have to judge, or whenever any two reaction compete for reduction or oxidation, you have to find out which one will be preferred based on their standard reduction potential. So this is the one example here we can see. So one more thing, if we will find out the standard reduction potential of this cell, we can combine the standard reduction potential at cathode and then minus standard reduction potential of at anode. When you will combine, because both are nickel reaction happen on the anode and cathode, so when you will add these or subtract these electrode potential, you will get zero value. So it means that since standard reduction potential of cell is zero, therefore only small amount of external current or electromotive force is required to cause the transfer of nickel atom to one electrode to another. So this is the example of application of electroplating. Similarly, if we have impure solid material, we can also purify through electrolysis from impure electrode, and the pure metal will be deposited on the another electrode. So purification of metal or electroplating are the good example of electrolysis. And in next video we will see how much current is required to deposit any metal on the another metal, or from one electrode to another. So that is a quantification or quantitative aspect of electrolysis.